Hello everyone, it's National Indigenous History Month and I am here to give you some book recommendations. But first I want to introduce myself. My name is Laura. I am a settler and I am a guest on Turtle Island. My family originates from Germany and Scotland. I grew up and went to public school in Leamington, where I work now at the Essex County Library. In my work, I help people access materials to educate and entertain themselves. So it's important for me to introduce myself this way so that you know who I am, where I come from, and my experiences, and so that you know that I'm not speaking on behalf of Indigenous peoples. So to celebrate and honor Indigenous History Month, first of all, if you're a podcast listener, Brittany and I have an episode coming up later in the month that's devoted to Indigenous History Month. We have an awesome special guest, Daryl, who is a member of the Caldwell First Nations, people of the lake, and he kindly gave us a wonderful interview, and make sure you check that out. And on that podcast, we also are going to have a whole pile of recommendations, and I'm going to just share a couple of them with you today. Before I do that, I wanted to make mention that when I was growing up, I did not take Indigenous history classes. We didn't have Indigenous history in high school and grade school when I was growing up. I didn't know about residential schools until in the last few years. The news that's come out lately has been heartbreaking for many people. But besides doing just that, listening and being heartbroken, I think there's something we need to do is we need to educate ourselves. And a lot of the books that we have that we're going to share with you are ones that are heavy reads and make us uncomfortable, but it's something that we need to do. And the first one I'm going to share with you is The Education of Augie Maristy. I just read this one. It's a very small book. It's a very heavy topic. I think it's an important read. And this is not written like as a story. This is like a collaboration. This is a bunch of letters together. And this is Augie's story in Augie's words. I'll give it to you so you can see it really close. It's in the library system, so place that one on hold if that's something you're interested in. This is a brand new book. Call Me Indian. This is Fred Saskamoose, and he was a residential school survivor as well, and he was the NHL's first treaty Indigenous player. This is a brand new book. I just got it in. I haven't read it yet, so I'm looking forward to that. We also have ones that are for some of the younger set. This one is Speaking Our Truth, and this is a journey of reconciliation. This is by Monique Gray Smith, and she writes kids books too. We've got a bunch of stuff offered by her. She's a fantastic Indigenous voice, and this one will give you lots of information. If you want to talk about it as a family, this is a great one to look at and learn together. And if you're not up for nonfiction, and not everybody always is, I've got a couple of fiction recommendations for you. So this one is by Terrence M. Hill Jr. This is My Indian Residential School Days. This again is not a big one, but it's a very heavy read. It is fiction. If this is something you're interested in, take a look at that. It's available in the library. And very popular Indigenous author is Eden Robinson. She writes the Trickster series, and this one is Trickster's Drift. So if you want any other recommendations, you can drop us a question in the comments. You can call your library, and we will try and help you find some other titles. And that was just like the tip of the iceberg. I've got way more. And if you want to hear more of them, make sure that you tune into our podcast. We're up on YouTube. Listen to the other ones too. But yeah, take a listen and try this month of June to maybe listen to some different voices. Thanks.